Welcome to the opening of our Palworld theme channel. We've got a lot to cover, so we won't waste a ton of time other than say thanks for checking us out. Now on to the patch notes. Palworld's first big update has finally launched today, and it has added a new raid game type, with the first boss pal being Belle Noire. You can summon this new raid boss by constructing a summoning altar in your base, then using a boss slab to summon the respective bosses, though currently the only boss slab available is Belle Noire. Because this happens at a building in your base, you'll probably want to construct a base specifically meant to deal with the raid boss pals going forward. The other things to note is that Belle Noire it can't be captured, but once defeated will leave an egg behind, allowing you to hatch your own copy of Belle Noire or whatever raid boss going forward. Also, once defeated, the raid boss will drop an extreme slab, which is the same boss but on a hard mode that is way more powerful than the original, according to the patch notes. There are also lots of new items added, such as training manuals, which will allow you to quickly train up your pal, while ancient technical manuals have finally been also added so you can grind ancient technical points on top of the regular technical points. There's also a new healing item which restores HP over time, while multiple new quality of life items have finally been arrived, like the Homeward Thundercloud, which is a single-use item that teleports you to your nearest base but doesn't look like it can be used in dungeons. And the other ones are ability glasses that once crafted allow you to see your pal's IVs, a new stat boosting items such as power, life, and stout fruit, plus Pocket Pair has even added the pal ability Mercy Hit and the item Ring of Mercy that do the same thing for their respective counterparts, which is keep a pal from being knocked below 1 HP regardless of your attacks when a pal has the Mercy Hit ability equipped, or keeping you from killing the pal when you have the Ring of Mercy equipped. The last three items are all hugely amazing quality of lives. Multi-climate undershirts giving heat and cold protection on one item. Electric egg incubator, which uses electricity to maintain the perfect hatching temps that your egg, whatever egg is incubating in it. And lastly, the ore mining site, which allows you to farm the higher quality ore in your base to make ingots with, no longer requiring you to try to scout out a node and fight with other people if you're on a very populated server. Pocket Pair is on fire with this update, updating Kelp Seed to produce PAL fluids and Doomun to produce high-quality PAL oil at the ranch in your base. While Serpent Terra reduces the weight of ore when ridden, Astagon when mounted and ridden gets more ore dropped while destroying ore nodes. Big bonus too, you can now raise a PAL's condense level to maximum with a single synthesis using the updated PAL Essence Condenser. Plus condensation is now saved to the individual PAL. Lastly, for pals, you can now heal all negative status effects by letting the afflicted pal sleep in the pal box for a short amount of time. Moving on to UI, when aiming a pal sphere at a pal, it will now display how many you have already captured, plus you can check the cooldowns of your pal skills via the main menu screen. Equipment and item stats are also no longer hidden in the technology tree, even if you haven't unlocked them yet, and the tutorial has been renamed Journey with the ability to hide it finally being added. They've also added some damage number size scaling options to this build. But to wrap it up, player items dropped by players on death on a dedicated server can now be looted by anyone after 24 hours of real-life time have passed on the server. Plus, lastly and most importantly, they've tweaked the sleeping emote. Here are some quick but big changes that have been added, like the ability to change your pal's work habits via the monitoring stand, such as enabling and disabling certain tasks that you want them to complete to micromanage them even further. Plus, you can even cancel their breaks by just picking them up out of whatever they're doing and throwing them at whatever task you want them to complete. They've also added chest filtering, allowing you to search for items more easily. Plus, pals can now move items directly from production facilities to chests if you enable the option to let them. Lastly, two big changes are the ability to edit your character's appearance via the antique dresser unlocked in the ancient technical points. And building rules have been relaxed, allowing you to fit more objects together than previously before, such as adding stairs on the top parts and the bottom parts instead of just on the bottom parts like before. And quickly going through some of these balance changes, they've added things like basic heat and cold resistance to armors to reduce the amount of equipment swapping you need to do, changed and reduced the amount of time you need to hold the incubator button pressed down to hatch your eggs, added legendary blueprints for some firearms that were missing, nerfed the price of diamonds, changed the starting location some and added rocks to prevent you from getting lost, hopefully. Nerfed the attack power multiplier of partner skills like Chill It and Gobthin, moving them down from a 2.0 to a 1.0 multiplier. Plus, flying and floating pals are now immune to fall damage. And the biggest change, though, that they're adding is you can now hatch alpha pals from eggs at a small percentage chance. Last up are the bug fixes. They put a lot of work into these, but the two big ones to point out are the workaround they had to release due to a bug introduced in the new patch, requiring you to rebuild your incubators before you can place eggs in them again. And the second one is that legendary pals no longer have as big of a difference in HP compared to bred legendaries. This is a huge nerf since you could catch a legendary with, say, 15,000 HP and amazing stats, versus breeding one which could only tap out at around 6,000 HP. Other than that, they have supposedly also updated the anti-cheat involved with the game to make it harder for hackers to mess with people. And with that, we've covered all the big changes accompanying this huge content patch. Again, thanks for checking the channel out, and if you like what you see, why not subscribe for more content? Peace!